Hello traders, we welcome you back to the Forex Board Trading Academy, and in this video we'll look at the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen, but it will be pretty long-term price perspective because this is the weekly chart. But before we get started, would like to remind you that information in this video is for educational purpose only, should not be considered as the financial advice, and of course click that subscribe button and the notification bell to follow the videos that we do on a weekly basis. Let's get started with the analysis of the New Zealand against the Japanese yen. And what we have, guys, is basically the trend change. We had a pretty long-term downtrend which has started back from 2017, right at the beginning in February. Right there was a double top produced. It has actually lasted for like 5 or 6 months, so half a year price took to make this double top. And besides, we saw this massive resistance at this area, and then of course we went down and produced a new lower low. So overall the low has been tested at 59.42. now since then what has happened is that we had this very sharp correction after actually the strong fall, and this trend line, downtrend trend line, clearly acted as the resistance. So there was this bounce, there was an attempt to break it with a spike higher but failed. Then we can see that there is a support area basically formed near 68.85, 68.90ish. And this is the support that formed previously as well. We had this rejection of this support once, twice, and this is the area of support. Now it is also confirmed by Fibonacci retracement level. We have used fibs to apply from this high to this low. Basically we took the overall downtrend, and we see that 38.2 fibs was acting as the support. It got broken to the upside, it acted as the support, and then finally we had this break above the 72 resistance area. This is the key psychological level. There was this yet another spike, and then finally we had breakout with confidence, but yet we faced another resistance at 73.70, which also you can see was the very strong supply demand area where the trend line got rejected and the moving averages got rejected here. So still no confirmation of an uptrend. But then finally about a month and a half ago we had the confirmation that the trend has changed. This was the clear weekly break and close above. We had the break above the moving averages, 200 simple and 200 exponential. We had break above this key supply demand area, and we returned back, retested this area and produced a new higher high. So this is a very bullish case for the New Zealand against the Japanese yen. And from the current price we might expect the rise of 260 pips. This is because the resistance is seen at 78.6 pips based on this overall correction, and this is the price which is 78.60, and basically it corresponds to also this pullback where we had the rejection basically of this support area. So we have applied another fibs to this pullback, and we have 261.8 fibs, almost exactly precisely corresponding to the very same level. And finally we have this average price uptrend trend line. We have used this support, the bounce of the support, this low, and connected it with the bounce of the resistance. And what we have is that this could be the resistance as well, corresponding to this upside target, meaning that this area or this resistance area could be reached within 1 month. So 4 weeks of an uptrend of 250 pips in total, 260 pips. And this looks a very interesting opportunities. Not only the New Zealand Japanese yen looks bullish, but multiple other New Zealand dollar currency pairs. So we can look basically at the all other New Zealand pairs. We have the New Zealand US dollar, New Zealand Canadian dollar, and New Zealand Swiss franc. And let's start with them. So New Zealand US dollar, we had analysis last week, and clearly this was the bullish analysis, we suggested that it might be rising while the probability remains in favor of the bullish trend. Now here we have the potential of 140 pip move against the dollar, and it definitely is a valid analysis, and we do expect the continuation of an uptrend. On the New Zealand Canadian dollar, well, same scenario. We expect the bullish trend. And now we can see that there are spikes being produced below this 50 Fibonacci support level at 0.9147, although it still doesn't show any bearish signs, and especially as long as price is above this support, there is no way the price will start reversing down. So up until this point, it still looks extremely bullish. And finally, with the New Zealand Swiss franc currency pair, we also had this bullish analysis. So basically we expected the price to go up from this point onwards, but it seems like the price just corrected. It corrected to this support area, and we can basically mark it. You can see this is the big support area. Price has reached it, and here we had the rejection of this area. So from now we might be starting to rise, and it does look extremely attractive still, the New Zealand Swiss franc. And as you can see, all New Zealand pairs we had analyzed, they seem to be having a very bullish sentiment in the next 4 weeks. So this could be a 4-week uptrend for the New Zealand dollar against multiple other major fiat currencies. Now let's look at other currency pairs we had, which is the dollar Swiss franc being the oldest one, I think. And here we had rejection of this resistance area. Price didn't reach the trend line, which still might be happening, so there still could be this pullback towards the trend line. There's certainly it's a downtrend, although it might not be like very fast, but we should be seeing some decline throughout this and next week, because dollar itself still weak and is likely to continue being weak. Moving on to the pound Swiss franc, we are getting towards the second resistance or the second upside target. We shared this analysis once the price was here at this bottom at 1.9070 area, and we have reached first resistance. Now we're heading towards the second one. So not much to go actually, and we might be going even higher, but let's see what happens there. Pound against the dollar. On this pair we had a clear, very bullish trend. We expected the price to start rising, so we might be seeing also quite a fast move to the upside. This is both due to the pound dollar strength and due to the dollar itself weakness. So this could be a very fast uptrend, and we all obviously want to see how far price will get, but the key resistance is at 145 psychological level, and this means that there is still quite a bit of room to growth. It's about 600 pips overall. And speaking of the weak dollar, we have the Australian against the US dollar also rising. We broke above this bullish flag, and this confirms the validity of an uptrend. So still expecting the continuation up until the first or the second resistance. The first resistance is at 0.7930 and the second resistance is at 0.8104. So quite a bit to go. And finally, we have the euro against the pound. On this pair, we do expect the downtrend continuation. Well, we did expect it, and as you can see, guys, it's happening. During the 2 weeks, we have these red candles, which were expected. We shared this analysis about 2 weeks ago, so still remains valid. There are 2 support levels to watch, and overall, it could be due to the euro weakness as well as the pound strength. So definitely looks very good in terms of the continuation of this downtrend. And that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed the New Zealand against the Japanese yen analysis, and of course all other updates. If you did, smash that like and subscribe to our channel. We will see you very soon with a new and interesting analysis. Maybe it will be even tomorrow. So take care, guys, and let us know what you think in the comments below about the New Zealand Japanese yen. Take care. We'll see you very, very soon.